What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes, and today is the day. It's the CDL COD Champs Pick'ems Challenge. So starting off on Thursday, guys, we have the winners round one matchups. It's Optic versus NYSL, Dallas Empire versus Minnesota Rocker. Where do I begin? Well, for the first match of the day, I'll tell you what, Clay's back in NYSL. I know there was some stuff behind the scenes, right? We don't know how they're feeling. We don't know if there is some tension in the team, some drama. Not sure. I've heard from Seam and a couple other pros, though, that NYSL has been playing very good in practice online. And to be fair, when all four of these guys were playing, this was a top 3 team in the game. Top 4 at the absolute worst. But the only issue is they just don't have as much or as many reps, I guess you should say, than all the other top teams. And Optic looked good, man. Optic played probably their best Call of Duty at Stage 5. They did get third. Everyone seemed to be playing well. The only series that I saw where I was like, wow, this is the first time where there's a player just really not performing was when Optic played Toronto in that losers finals, and Formal kind of got shut down by Insight. But that was a rare thing. And I don't think Formal is going to have a bad champs. You know, he had a pretty poor Stage 5. We're talking about Formal, though. We're talking about Formal. We're talking about champs. He still has, to this day, in my opinion, the best individual performance at a Call of Duty champs of all time. So I have to go Chicago Optic. I do. Now, I think NYSL is going to make it a challenge. I do. Because even though they've been through a lot, they might have some turmoil inside the team, and they don't have as much practice as Optic, okay, or just other teams. I think they're going to come out, and I do think they're going to perform. So I do think we'll go to a game 5, but I do have Optic winning. Optic's S&D has improved throughout the entire year, and it seems like they're finally hitting stride. Damn, do I think there could be an upset, though? I do, but no, I'm going to go Optic 3-2. Oh, or could Optic win like 3-1? Man, I want to get a 100% bracket here, guys. Okay? It's you know, I shouldn't think like that because it's going to be damn near impossible. That should just be one of those things. If it happens, it happens. You know, I'll let it happen. So for match number 2, though, we have Dallas Empire going up against Minnesota Rocker, the reigning champs, Stage 5 champs in Minnesota. And dude, this is so tough to call. So hear me out. This is my thought process real quick. Minnesota throughout the entire year, whether it was this 4 that they've had, whether it was Accuracy in place of Major Maniac, even when Accuracy and Major Maniac were both on the team before they picked up Standy, this team has been very poor in respawn. From talking to pros, even leading up into Stage 5, team wasn't looking so hot in Hardpoint, in Control. You know, Control, they're okay. In Hardpoint, though, they've been one of the worst Hardpoint teams all year long. All right, they have been a little bit better as of late. And on the positive side, they definitely are one of, if not the best S&D team in the game. But they went into Stage 5 into that major, and they won 3-1, 3-0, or 3-1, 3-1, 3-0 against FaZe Empire Toronto before the finals. So they were able to close it out before they had to rely on that game 5, that SND. And I'm not saying it's a fluke, but I kind of feel like maybe they were just all on. I mean, Priest and Standy were going off. Attach was doing his thing. But like they were just going off in every respawn. And I'm torn because I don't know if maybe they figured it out or their respawn game, specifically Hardpoint, was kind of a one-off. And I say that because even after the major, once again, from pros who were practicing against them, said that they weren't looking too hot in their scrims. Now, it is online. I get that. It is just scrims, just practice. I get that. But it makes you think. And Dallas Empire is a very tough team to get in the first round. They are. I think I'm going to go with, I don't even know if you would consider this an upset. I mean, I guess you kind of have to because Minnesota just won the last event. but Dallas is a really fucking good team. Oh, man. I'm going to go 3-1. Because even when Dallas played them at stage 5, they beat them in that first hard point. I'm pretty sure it was Garrison. And then they just lost the SND, the control, the next hard point. And I think they're going to put up more of a fight. I do. I would say maybe this goes game 5 too. But I think Dallas is going to come back. They're going to be looking for revenge. And they're going to have a good series, which is worrisome if you're a Minnesota Rocker fan. And you will find that out because... So that basically sets up third match of the day. Elimination round 1 at 3 p.m. Right? Why'd they do it like that? Like, shouldn't Minnesota LAT be whatever? But yeah, so that means it'd be Minnesota Rocker versus LAT. And no secret, Minnesota's got to be the favorite. I will say, out of Florida and LAT, I would much rather, if I was one of these teams, play Florida, lose round 1 rather than LAT. And here's why. LAT looked pretty damn good at the stage 5 major. There were a couple takeaways, okay? One, they lost the game 5 to Toronto in that first round where they absolutely threw the map 5. All right? I'm not going to say they should have won that map, but it was in their control, and they absolutely just threw it out the fucking window. 2, they should have been up 2-0 versus Dallas Empire for top 4. Yeah, for top 4. Won the first hard point, very comfortable. SND, they got 1v3 by, I believe, Shotzi, round 11. Now, not saying they would have won the series because they got absolutely bodied and in control, and then they lost the game for a hard point as well. And they most definitely could have got reverse swept. It was competitive, while Kenny probably had his worst event all year long. Slasher played great. Draza played great. John was okay, but Kenny was just very poor for Kenny expectations, Kenny standards. So I'm assuming that Kenny's not going to let that performance translate over into CHAMPS. All right. If Kenny can play at normal Kenny level and Austin plays as good as he normally does on LAN, okay, we all know Slasher on LAN, Slasher at CHAMPS, they're going to be one of the best AR duos at this event. Mark my words, okay? I know that's a big if, but if Kenny does, and I think he will, they're going to be deadly. And I've also heard from Cap and Mud Dog that John has improved a lot since stage 5. Obviously, you know, yeah, you're like, well, they're not going to tell you he's getting shit on, but no, they would. Believe me, they would. And that's great to see. Maybe he's finally getting more comfortable being in the league. But I think this could be a tough matchup for Minnesota. I do. And I'm gonna be a little biased here because I do have LAT winning. But look, every champs, whether or not it's been this format or not, there's always a major upset. Always. And I'm just picking this one to be it. And then the last game of the first round and the last game on Thursday, New York Subliners versus Florida Mutineers. I'm going 3-0 NYSL. I think they come out, they lose a close series to Optic, and then they're a superior team to Florida. Florida really hasn't given us anything on LAN. They've been just so inconsistent. I feel like they have a lot of talent on their team, but they're just not a very fundamentally sound team. They really rely on their slaying to win them games, and it's just not a consistent way to play. Now, moving on to the winners bracket round 2. This is Friday on the 20th of August. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against Chicago Optic. Now, the last time these two teams played, Chicago Optic did win, I believe. But I got to feel like FaZe has almost a chip on their shoulder with how poorly they performed at the stage 5 major. They want to prove everyone wrong. And unfortunately, Optic has to go up against them in the first round. Well, second round, but the first round for FaZe. I just think FaZe is going to come out. I do think Optic can steal a map, but I think FaZe will just be the dominant team. I still think FaZe is the best team in the game. They had a very poor showing. It happens. But they're champions for a reason. They've been the best team all year long for a reason. I think they're going to be able to bounce back and, you know, prove to everyone. I guess I don't even know if people are doubting them, but prove to everyone that they still are the best team in the game. And that's going to send Optic down to the losers bracket. Oh, that was the second match. Whatever. The first match, but the second match of my predictions, we got Toronto Ultra going up against Dallas Empire. Now, this is where it gets interesting because Toronto, just a couple weeks ago, suffered the worst loss in Call of Duty history, one of the worst losses in esports history. That on top of that, but I'm confident that they're going to bounce back. I don't think that loss is going to crumble this team. I don't. You know, I'm good friends with Bance. I know Cammy, Kleenex, and Insight a little bit, but just from, you know, talking to Mark a little bit, their coach, they seem very level-headed team. They're a very level-headed team. I don't think they're super momentum-based, and I think they've proven that all year long. You know, their lowest placing as a team has been third. They've gotten first, third, second at the majors, the 4 majors they played with Insight. And I think they are the most polished team across the board from Hardpoint, S&D, and Control. I think they're the most fundamentally sound team in the game as well. Empire definitely could beat them because Empire's not going to be an easy series for Toronto. They're not just going to roll over and die. But I just think Toronto's, they're honestly probably feeling the exact same ways FaZe is feeling. Even though they still got second at stage 5, they want to wipe that loss from everyone's mind. Everyone that's there, their own minds, all the fans. They want to just Men in Black straight up and forget about it. I think they're going to come out hot, and I think they're going to win. You know what? I actually am going to go 3-2 Toronto Ultra. I am, but I have them advancing, and then that means they're going to be in the winners finals versus the Atlanta FaZe. And I'm pretty sure this is kind of a winners finals that a lot of people are predicting. Maybe some of you guys have Minnesota taking it. I will say this for the sake of argument. I think if Minnesota comes out and they beat Empire, I have them making it to the winners finals. Now, I'm recording this video before this first series happens, so that's why I'm saying this. I'm not trying to cover my own ass, but I do think if they lose, they're out in the first round. That's my hot take, okay? So y'all know my hot take. Even though I'm kind of going both ways, well, that's a little weird, but if they win, they're going to be in the winners finals. If they lose, they're out and lose round 1. You heard it here first, okay? And that sets up our losers round 2 matchup. We have first matchup of the elimination round 2 is going to be Chicago Optic versus LAT. This one's going to be tough for the LAT boys, I'm going to be honest. I'm hopeful. Okay? I'm hopeful that they can make a losers bracket run. The Chicago Optic's going to be tough, though. And the reason is because not only is Optic very good in respawn, their S&D has improved a lot as of late. And from all the information that I have, LAT look very good in hardpoint. Their control is very average, or not their control. Their S&D is very average. Like their S&D looks good, but they throw away a lot of rounds, a lot of situational plays. They just completely let go of it, I guess. And it's hard to kind of gauge their S&D, and their control has been poor. Now, I don't know. Maybe they've made big improvements in control, in S&D going in this chance, but Optic's going to be a tough team to go up against. Now, it's champs, man. I got to root for the boys. I got to show love. If you hate that, you hate that. But I'm going to say LAT win this series 3-2. Crazy. Round 11. We're getting a round 11 out of this series. Game 5, round 11. And I just think the boys on LAT are going to clutch up. All right? I know. Y'all are going to say, I already know my comment's going to be. Ain't no way Minnesota lose to LAT. Ain't no way Optic lose to LAT. Well, you guys could be right. But this is my fucking pick'ems bracket. So I'm going to do it how I want to do it. And then moving on to the elimination round 2 matchup, we got Dallas Empire and YSL. Clay versus Crim. Clay's going for the back to back to back with 3 different teams. I want to see it happen. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But I can't have them out this early. I think they're going to gain some confidence with that Florida series. I think they're going to come out hot. I think they're going to beat the Dallas Empire 3-1. A little bit of a hot take. Might be an upset. I don't know. But then that means elimination round 3. We got NYSL versus LAT. But before we get there, I got to show you all the winners bracket. Winners finals. Atlanta FaZe, Toronto Ultra. I think this is going to be an absolute masterclass series. I think it's going to go game 5. But I do have the FaZe boys coming out on top there. That means losers final, we got Toronto Ultra just waiting. We scroll on over. Just waiting. NYSL versus LAT. Who's going to go up against Toronto in loser bracket finals? I got my boys, man. 3-1 LAT. I'm thinking they hit stride, man. They come out, they perform. They're going to have to go up against Toronto Ultra, though, in the loser bracket finals. And unfortunately, I just think Toronto Ultra is going to be too polished. I do. And I'm going to go, hold up. They went game 5 with Toronto at the Stage 5 Major. And they threw that game 5. So you know what? Fuck it. LAT 3-2 over to Toronto Ultra. This time they're winning it. They're winning it. And they're going to be in the finals. Can I scroll over a little more? There you go. Oh, there y'all go. They're going to be in the finals versus Atlanta FaZe. But unfortunately, that's where their run ends. That's where their run ends. I'm really putting all my faith in the LAT boys. But I might as well, man. I'm going to try and give them good karma, some good juju. Because after the year they've had, man, it has not been a successful year for LA Thieves. It's not been a fun year to watch the LA Thieves play if you're a fan of the team. So I hope that they can make something happen. Get a little magic flowing for the biggest tournament all year. But unfortunately, I do have Atlanta FaZe winning. I'm going to say 5-2 in the finals. They're going to be COD champs. LAT going to be the runner-up. Toronto Ultra getting 3rd. NYSL getting 4th. I know, guys, this is an interesting bracket, but those are my pick'ems. Look, I am submitting it. Done and dusted. The bracket's been submitted. We'll see. Let me know what your predictions are. Don't cook me in the comments, okay? Just tell me what you think is going to happen, or if you have any major upsets or anything like that. I would love to know. Until the next one, guys, I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.